13. Need for a new plan. In dropship, Pharaoh turns on her final approach, descending. She calls for Hay on the intercom. No answer. She taps her mic, flips the switch again. When the hatch bangs open behind her, she turns. It is not her co-pilot, it is Alien. Inside the APC, the ground team, Ripley, Gorman, Vasquez, Hicks, Hudson, and Dietrich watches as the hovering dropship veers wildly, side-slipping at high speed into the terraforming complex. That's a tremendous explosion. The team decides to return to the main colony and set up a base of operations at the control block. They park the APC across the main doors, guns aimed outward. They drag equipment to the second floor deck with its control tower-like windows. Guns are set up with a clear field of fire across the open plain. Access to the control block from within the complex is put under surveillance by portable sentry cameras. The corridors are mined. At Sulaco, Bishop tells them that reorbiting, powering up, and landing will take 6 hours. The loss of the ship cuts their firepower virtually to hand weapons. Ripley points out that there may well be one of the creatures for every captured colonist. Dozens, certainly, probably many more. Gorman is apologetic since he got her involved. He subsides into a self-absorbed stupor. The team realizes that in action, his ability to command will be negligible. In Acheron, night has settled. Blackness and rain. The crew in a state of siege. Vasquez and Dietrich prowl the observation deck, searching the ground with their motion trackers. Gorman watches the sentry monitors, through his eyes seem glazed. Hudson is with Apone, who is conscious but barely able to take or move. Ripley and Hicks use the base's existing video cameras to search for a possible shuttle-type ship. They find the hangar, but it seems to have been the site of intense fighting. There is a shuttle there, but it's burned out. Another similar berth nearby is empty. The doors beyond are open. Hicks exits to scout the area. Unlike in the film, Pharaoh is attacked by an alien while still aboard the dropship en route to extract the soldiers. However, instead of crashing into the ground as she does in the movie, she crashes into the atmosphere processor. As a result, the APC is not destroyed and is later used to barricade the main entrance of the colony complex. Once the survivors are entrenched inside the colony, the narrative begins to diverge significantly from the film. While the overall scenario holding out against the aliens remains the same, many specific events and details differ considerably. For instance, in the 1983 version, Bishop has remained aboard the Sulaco from the start. From there, he begins coordinating support for the team on the planetoid. The survivors also immediately make contact with Bishop, who informs them that it will take some time for the Sulaco to complete its orbit before he can return to extract them. Another key difference is that the soldiers do not realize there is a tunnel connecting the atmosphere processor to the lower levels of the colony buildings. As a result, they concentrate their defenses on repelling attacks across the surface, unaware of the potential for infiltration from below. Additionally, the 1983 version contains no automated sentry guns. Instead, the APC is stationed outside the colony's main entrance, and its turrets are set to sweep and defend the approach routes. They find the hangar, but one ship is destroyed and another is missing. 14. Emergency venting. In the columnist's control block room, Ripley sits beside Newt, watching her sleep. As the crew rests, they are suddenly interrupted by a glare of orange light. Ripley rushes over to the others. A 10-story jet of fire is visible leaping up from the base machinery of the terraforming planet. The team looks out at the blaze. Hicks, emergency venting. He sets up the central computer to read out the plant's status. Hicks, we got problems. The crash of the dropship has damaged the heat exchanger system. loss of coolant, gradual irreversible overheating, system failure in about 6 hours, followed within about 1/10 second by a thermonuclear explosion on the order of 20 megatons. Vasquez stomps in. We're taking the APC and getting out of here. Gorman, I'm in command here. Vasquez, you're barely in command of your bladder. Newt surprises them by appearing at Ripley's elbow and asking quietly if they're leaving. The first words she's spoken. Ripley, I think so. Newt, good, because they'll come back. Ripley assures her that nothing can get close without them seeing it. Newt points at the distant power plant. Newt, they use the tunnels, the ones between here and there. I know the maze best. That's why they didn't catch me. Suddenly, the crew is attacked and they have to retreat. While retreating, Hicks seals the door, leaving Hudson and Apone inside. The team opens fire. In the strobe-like glare of the energy weapons, they see flashes of the aliens. Acid flies, dissolving the deck in clouds of vapor. Aliens are approaching from everywhere. Ripley grabs Newt, grabs a flamethrower, and runs. The team squeezes into the elevator. The doors begin to close, but too slowly. The aliens are approaching. One alien gets his limb between the doors just as they are about to close. The doors pop open. Hicks and Vasquez shoot it at close range. The alien screeches and falls back, acid flying from the alien onto Hicks's armored chest plate. Hicks rips the armor off like a madman and drops the smoking armor to the floor. Bitter fumes fill the air, burning eyes and lungs. The elevator stops. They watch the doors, weapons at the ready. The doors open and the corridor is empty. The team moves out. Vasquez tosses a grenade into the lift and sends it back up. They approach the main entry doors, beyond which the APC waits. Hicks and Vasquez flank the doors, clutching grenades. As Gorman and Dietrich stand with rifles aimed, Hicks slaps the control button. The inner doors rumble back. Wind blasts in through the other doors. The vehicle is untouched, just beyond. The way seems clear. Hicks, then Vasquez, edge forward. The entry lock beyond the inner doors eyed deserted. Hicks checks the ledges above with his light, then waves the others forward. They sprint toward APC. Dietrich arrives first, whips open the side door. Alien lunges from within and Dietrich is gone. More aliens appear. Ripley staggers back. Hicks and Vasquez open fire. The APC explodes from the concentrated fire. Gorman, in a panic, is closing the doors behind them. Ripley scoops up Newt as they sprint for it. Hicks tosses his backpack between the massive doors. It crunches but stops them. Ripley, Newt, Vasquez squeeze through. Hicks leaps through and kicks the backpack out. The doors close. Again, several scenes from the 1983 version are seen in the film, but in different places. For example, in the movie, when Ripley and Hicks try to save Newt, but have to escape to the elevator, the alien attacks and acid flies into Hicks' armor. In the 1983 version, the scene takes place when the troops retreat from the colony complex premises. Newt remains completely silent until after the survivors spot the emergency venting from the atmosphere processor. The aliens attack through the room where Hudson and Apone are in, and Hicks seals them inside to buy himself and the others time. The soldiers attempt to escape the overrun colony in the APC, but when they arrive, they discover an alien inside, which quickly takes Dietrich. When Hicks and Vasquez kill it, the APC is destroyed in the crossfire. During the confusion, Gorman almost shuts Ripley and the other crew outside the colony. 15. Responsibilities. Back at the colony complex, Ripley has to stop Vasquez from pulping Gorman. Vasquez unbuckles and drops her smart gun to the deck. It is empty. Ripley asks Newt if she knows a hiding place they can stay in for a while. The little girl leads them into the air shafts. She guides them to a small steel chamber with a flooded floor. They hunker down in the darkness and wait. They are out of contact with Bishop, having left their communications gear in the control block. He is to rendezvous the crew at the colony landing field in a little over an hour. Eerily, they hear a faint voice coming over the headsets. A whisper. It's Hudson. Hicks asks for his position. Hudson explains haltingly that he's not sure. He woke up in this dark chamber. He can't move. He's in one of those cocoons they saw. Ripley asks what he can see. Hudson describes a chamber constructed by the aliens near the one they burned. A chamber whose floor is covered by egg-like things. There are lots of creatures around, different sizes, and one huge one. He says they have a ship down there, the one from the colony. Hudson tells Hicks that he did the right thing when he sealed the door. He and Aphone couldn't have made it. He starts to weaken, then screams harshly. Ripley clicks off her headset. She tells Hicks what she remembers from the xenobiologist's notes. The poison in the alien's stink is similar to some nerve gases used in combat. Ripley asks, don't their field first aid kits contain ampules of atropine, a nerve gas counteragent? Hicks asks Vasquez for her first aid kit. Inside are emergency ampules of morphine, benzodrine, atropine, and others. They are the type you jab into a major muscle and squeeze. She tosses the ampules and a roll of surgical tape into one jumpsuit pocket. Hicks raises an eyebrow but doesn't comment. He lights a cigarette, offers her one. She declines. Ripley, bad for your health. She smiles. Hicks wants to know why Ripley came on this one. She knew what the score was. She has a hard time answering. Ripley, fear, I guess. The fear that no matter where I go, somehow these things would get there. Some ship would bring one back or something. I had to see them wiped out or spend my life looking over my shoulder. Maybe there's more to it now. It's like an obsession. Hicks nods. Hicks, sometimes they guys who have seen the worst action in combat are the first ones to re-up. He smiles. Hicks, can't do it next time though. You've got responsibilities now. Ripley doesn't get it. He nods at Newt, curled up under her arm. She holds the child tighter. In the 1983 version, only now Vasquez's smart gun runs out of ammunition, and the soldiers escape to the air ducts with Newt's guidance. As a whole, the whole scene is missing from the movie, or it's completely different. In the scene of the 1983 version, the central factor is the cocooned Hudson, who tells the rest of the group the location of the colony ship and the larger alien. Unlike the movie, Hicks and Ripley conclude that the aliens are paralyzing their victims, and they speculate that some of emergency ampules could reverse the effect. 16. Happy birthday. The team moving through the tunnels again, guided by 6-year-old Newt. Hicks keeps an eye on his chronometer. They move toward each junction cautiously. Ripley uses the flamethrower around corners. A flattened duct they have to crawl through. They round a corner. Ripley's light shows movement ahead. Aliens moving toward them. They try to crawl back, jammed together in the narrow shaft. Vasquez uses her flamethrower. It sputters. Vasquez, losing fuel. Hicks, get behind me, Newt. The child scurries around him. He blasts into the duct wall point blank with his plasma gun, using it like a cutting torch. Hicks' gun clicks empty. He kicks at the cherry-hot metal. It folds aside. Vasquez's flamethrower goes dry. Vasquez, that's it. Hicks guides Newt through the searing hole, follows her, pulls Ripley out by the feet as her flamethrower sputters out. Vasquez is trapped. She can't get by Gorman, who's frozen. She punches him. Vasquez, move, sucker! Too late. She feels the stinger slam under her chest plate, pulls the pin on 2 grenades. With her last strength, hands one to Gorman. She whispers to the alien as it crawls over her. Vasquez, happy birthday. The grenade explodes. Ripley, Hicks, and Newt run out as the wall explodes into dust behind them. They leap through a blast hole in the outer wall. Sprint for the landing pad. See the plant in the distance is roaring, its pipes red hot. Lightning crashes around it as the tremendous forces unleash a man-made storm. The three tiny figures are buffeted by gale winds. They approach the landing strobes. Ripley carries the exhausted child. Hicks checks his watch. Hicks, we're late. Voice, Bishop to landing party. Ripley yells into her headset. Ripley, where are you? Bishop in telecom, just above you. Inside the Sulaco ship, Bishop looks out. He can see the huddled figures near a landing light looking upward. Bishop, listen, Ripley. I just got some bad news. Ripley in telecom, save it. Get us out of here. Bishop, well, that's it, you see. There's a problem. The ship's computer has been accessing the colony's central processor and collating your own progress. It seems to have concluded the risk of contaminating. Other inhabited worlds is too great. It won't allow me to land. Some sort of quarantine command override. I hadn't heard of it, but there you have it. Ripley in telecom. Bishop, land the ship. Bishop, look, I'm really very sorry. A human being could act with self-determination, do what one thinks best on one's own judgment, and so on. I can't. I guess you were right about me all along, weren't you, Ripley? Ripley in telecom. That's a very comforting thought, Bishop. Now land the motherfucking ship. Bishop, sorry, I can't. Look, I have to get going. Ripley shouts in telecom, Bishop! The big transport ship banks, engines firing, and is quickly lost in the storm. Ripley screams, enraged. She fires her pistol after the departing craft. Hicks, save it. They turn to look at the plant, which has become a roaring, infernal engine. Lightning zaps around its superstructure, illuminating up the weird landscape. Ripley looks at her watch, starts walking toward the roaring complex. Hicks, where are you going? Ripley, what choice do we have? Let's try to find the shuttlecraft. Again, the 1983 version has scenes that are partly in the movie, but heavily altered. The survivors are trapped between two groups of aliens. Hicks manages to cut the escape hatch with a plasma gun. As in the film, Vasquez is trapped between the aliens, although Gorman is frozen in the 1983 version, unlike in the film. Finally, as in the movie, Vasquez and Gorman blow up themselves and the aliens with a grenade. In the movie, Bishop comes to pick up Ripley and Newt on a dropship. In the 1983 version, Ripley, Newt, and Hicks arrive late at the landing zone as the Sulaco approaches overhead. Bishop refuses to land because of the risk posed by the aliens. With no choice, Ripley, Newt, and Hicks decide to go to the atmosphere processor to find the colony shuttle.
Cover your eyes, Newt. Don't look at the light.
Movement. Signal's clean. Range 20 meters.
They found a way in. Something we missed.
We didn't miss anything.
18. 17 meters.
Something under the floor, not in the plants. I don't know.
15 meters.
Ripley?
Definitely inside the barricades.